And we are live. Coming to you live from the great state of Wisconsin is the Overdue Sports Team. I am your host, Will Massa. To my right, Jake Sawinski. We're bringing the NFL look ahead for week 3 to you live. We are a day late on this because Thursday Night Football was last night. We both were on the Jets. I'll just get that out of the way. Jets minus 6.5. Smacked. I missed the total personally. I don't know if you bet the total, but I split. So I bet the over. The over did not hit. The Patriots did not score. So pretty tough to do.
I bet 2 touchdown scores too, and those both missed. I went with Mike Williams and Hunter Henry. I don't know if Hunter Henry had a target outside of the first drive, but Mike Williams did have a touchdown attempt. He drew that PI call, couldn't haul it in, but that's okay. Plus 2 units.
Yeah, still. Last week was pretty successful. Jake knows I went on a rampage last Sunday because I was only able to bet 4 games. So I had 4 bets in the morning. I was locked out until they all settled. I went 2-2, and then I bet on the Texans in the nightcap, and they pushed. So pretty lackluster week for me. A lot of my leans hit. I hit the Commanders -1. Gave that on the show last week. That one hit. The Seahawks -2.5. I gave that out last week. That hit. What else did I take? Well, you definitely had some stinkers. The Cowboys, I believe we both said was a nice look there. The Saints walloped them. I think I said the Jags against the Browns. I did bet that. I believe I said that last week as well. That was not close. I gave up the Cardinals last week. That one was super easy. Cardinals +1 against the Rams.
Yeah, I bet the Rams. That was so bad.
Yeah. Steelers -2 against the Broncos. I gave that one out. Can't remember what we said in the Chiefs-Bengals game. I think we both agreed it was a very good.
Bengals. I bet the Bengals.
It was a really good buy low, sell high spot in that game. If you bet it was pretty easy. Can't remember what we said on the Falcons-Eagles games, but I ended up betting the Falcons on Monday Night Football, which hit. So because they won outright, they probably shouldn't have, but
no, that was a good drive down the field.
Excellent drive. Very gross game though. They were inside. Both teams were inside the 10.
Yeah.
So many times in the first half, and nothing hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I did off the top of my head real quick. I did bet the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football, so not a great start. But had a really good Sunday. Bet the Raiders. Won outright. Didn't do that. Sad. I bet the Packers. I know I said that one. That was the easiest play on the board. I did the Bengals. What was the Sunday night game? Bears? Pushed.
Bears Texans was Sunday night.
Jog my memory real quick. I did the Dolphins. I did the Raiders. I controlled myself and did not bet the Panthers. Didn't do the Saints. I did bet the Bucks. Won outright. Bet the Packers. Won outright.
That was a gross
bet the Vikings.
That was an excellent pick.
Won outright.
Yep, also a good pick.
And then I did the Rams. That was a stinker. I did the Bengals. Did the Steelers. So I should have did a little money line parlay and then doing the slate. I would be fucking rich. But
right.
I did not. But overall, I was seeing the board well. Yeah.
A very solid week. I just need to stop betting totals. I've wasted a lot of units won because I've been, especially in the primetime games, that's usually when I double down. I usually take a total and a side. And I've been splitting on every single primetime game, and I keep hitting the side and missing the total. It's not like I'm hitting one or the other. I'm just hitting the side and missing the total every time. It's been pretty frustrating.
I think I've done outside of the primetime games 1 total.
Yeah, I usually don't. I usually just bet sides on Sunday.
Yeah, well, normally NFL totals are the totals I'm okay at betting. Like the college ones come and go. Unless it's an under. Like I struggle with overs. College football. But I don't know. Yeah, I haven't done a ton of totals. Mostly sides. But I'm up. So I gotta stop doing the touchdown props. Like I either split them or don't get any of them. So did get Devontae Smith. I did Goddard and Smith on Monday night. I got Smith. Smith would have been nice for first touchdown. It was like +1,000. But We move on. Ready to talk about week 3?
Yep, let's jump right in. Like we mentioned, we were both on the Jets last night, so we would have given that out had we done this yesterday.
Yesterday. Scheduling. Sorry.
But we hit that one. What can you do? First game on Sunday, the Chargers are heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Steelers are laying 2.5. I think I got to go Steelers minus 2.5 here.
I like them too. I'm gonna ride. Like I bet them both weeks. I think I'm just
yeah.
until they don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And it's hard to gauge between whether it's a short spot or not, because it's like the NFL, and that doesn't work as well when the teams are actually kind of on the same playing field. I will say the Chargers didn't really play anyone last week. I mean, the Panthers are just horrible. I'm glad I turned 7 yesterday, and now I don't bet on the Panthers anymore. Steelers didn't look great against the Broncos by any stretch of the imagination. I'm rooting for Justin Fields. I think everybody is, but that offense, saying it looks improved is a stretch, because it still doesn't look very good. I think Chris Boswell is on a historic start to the season, kicking 50-yard field goals. But they're winning games, and I guess that's what in the covering spread. So it's really all that matters. They're winning. I like them. I mean,
I'm with you.
I like them. I don't know. It's a short spot at home. I don't think this one's going to get further away from 7 at any point. If you ask me, I think this one's kind of going to be a little bit yucky. That's kind of how the Steelers have to be to win. And, I mean, I don't think that the Chargers have looked as well passing the ball. J.K. Dobbins has been a really good story for them to start. And it's going to be tough. So I like the Steelers. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, me as well. Game number 2, the Bears are taking on the Colts. 2 young, very talented quarterbacks in Caleb Williams and Anthony Richardson. The Colts are laying 1 at home. I'm going to take the Colts here -1. The Bears O-line has looked horrendous, really bad. I think the stat was 37 pressures against Caleb Williams against the Texans last week. It was something to that effect, an outrageously high number. The Colts up front is supposed to be their strength. They've been a pretty piss-poor run defense to this point, but it's supposed to be their best unit on defense, and they just haven't shown the part yet. The Bears running backs are nothing to write home about, in my opinion. You've got Aaron Jones, but what is
DeAndre Swift, you mean?
Or where's
DeAndre Swift
Aaron Jones is in
and
Minnesota. Yes.
Bendy guy Herbie. I like Herbie. Well, the problem is I don't think it's the running back play being poor. I think it's a reflection of that offensive line. It's where it all starts.
It is.
If you don't
it's
have
really
a
bad.
good offensive line, you can't run the ball. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to be able to block.
Yeah, I'm on the Colts -1 here.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the Bears look pretty bad in the second half at times. The defense held up very well, I thought. That game could have very easily gotten away from them, and it didn't. The defense gave them a chance to, keep it close. That offense is not – it's just not there yet. And, I mean, Caleb Williams took strides. I think he looked much better this past week, even though without watching the game, you wouldn't be able to tell. You know what I mean? It's just the completions aren't there. The yards aren't there. The touchdowns aren't there. I mean, they scored he's not thrown an NFL touchdown yet, I don't believe. I mean, it was a rushing touchdown, right? Their first offensive score. Yeah. But he looked better. You have to actually watch the game to get that takeaway. He looked a lot more comfortable, despite running for his life most of the game. But he's making improvements. It's just a matter of time. I like the Colts here too, though. I mean, my whole point was, before I kind of rambled on a little bit, was that the Bears, despite losing, did look much better than the Colts did. Because the Colts looked flat out horrible on Sunday. I told everyone, though, that was the easiest play on the board, Packers. I don't like to say lock or book it or any of that dumb shit, but I would have. That was not a sweat for 1 second. Like, that was the easiest play on the board.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so it's like, I think the Colts get right. They're at home, and I mean, if they can score, they'll be fine because the Bears are going to struggle, I would assume, again on offense. I think Caleb will throw a touchdown this week. I think they'll be able to score a little bit because, like you said, the Colts defense strength is supposed to be, the front seven, but they have not done a great job of defending anyone. I mean, Texans are a tough offensive unit to play defense against. And they only allowed 13 against the Packers, but like, you were playing Malik Willis. Come on. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to give them a ton of credit there. And it's like, when you needed to get off the field and get your offense on the field, you couldn't do that. So it's like, I don't know. I don't have a ton of faith in that secondary, but like, I think I have less faith in the Bears O-line right now.
Agreed. Game number 3, Texans, Vikings. The Texans are laying 1.5 on the road. I'm going to sell high on the Vikings here after taking care of the 49ers last week. And I'm going to lay the points with the Texans here, -1.5. They haven't looked great yet on offense. CJ Stroud actually looked solid last week after a pretty subpar week 1, but he looks much more comfortable after week 1. I mean, the Vikings just beat the 49ers and they're not laying points. To me, just kind of screams Texans. I'm going to go with the Texans -1.5.
I think that low number is more indicative of Justin Jefferson's injury, though. I think his status is more of that. So I'm going to wait on that one. I kind of like the Vikings. I know, like, it seems very strange. They just beat the 49ers. And you made a good point. Like, they are home dogs. That doesn't make a ton of sense. But I think it's more so on that Jefferson news. So if he plays, I wouldn't touch this game. But if he's out, I like the Vikings for sure.
I like it. This one is gross. Giants catching 6.5 against the Browns. I don't want anything to do with this game.
Nope.
I mean, gun to my head, I'm going to take the G-men to cover.
Yeah, I would too, but I'm not doing it.
No, there's no way.
I am grown. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say on this. It's going to be a gross game, but I'll take the Giants to cover. I'll take the points. I had no conviction in that.
This might be actually, like, this would probably be one of the weeks I would do it. But I'm probably not going to do it.
Next one, Eagles Saints. Saints laying 3. The Saints have just shit pumped everybody they've played so far. To me, this feels like you got to ride the hot hand and take the Saints -3. I know the Eagles just lost against the Falcons. They probably shouldn't have. Came down to that final drive. They're catching a field goal. I'm going to lay the points with the Saints. I mean, they look unstoppable right now. I don't have any other words to describe them other than that. Like, nobody's even remotely hung in with them.
No, I mean, this is an Eagles line for me, but I don't know if I want to get in the way of that yet. So, I mean, it's probably no play for me. I'd say Eagles, though. It's just the way they lost Monday night, and then, I mean, the Saints are still the Saints. Like, it's still Derek Carr. It's more so the coach. Like, I think he's a bonehead, but yeah, they look like unstoppable. But 3 at home. Eagles team. I don't know. Yeah, to me, it says Eagles, but like I said, I'm probably not going to get in the way of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Broncos, Bucks. The Bucks are laying 6.5 after coming off of a win against the Lions, and the Broncos just lost to the Steelers at home while only putting up a measly 6 points. It's gross, but I kind of think it's the Broncos plus 6.5 here as well.
Yeah, I agree there. I don't like to do that because they're ugly.
Small chance I will bet that.
Yeah, but I think they might be able to run the ball a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe not, though. I think that Bucs defense has been playing a little better. I mean, honestly, did the Bucks beat the Lions or did the Lions beat the Lions? I mean, I'm pretty sure Dan Campbell made a questionable decision or two there down the stretch. But if he didn't, I'm sorry, but he always seems to do that. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems like the NFL teams that get that big win, you know, in that underdog spot, seem to like throw it away the next week. To me, anyway. So I like the Broncos here, despite them being totally anemic on offense.
Yeah, 100%. And say what you will, Bo Nix did look better last week. I know he didn't throw for a touchdown last week. He threw 2 picks, but I think he's trending in the right direction. He might put it together this week, pick up his first.
And it's one of the best defensive units in the league too. The Steelers.
Yeah,
that's a tall task.
Yeah, absolutely. Another team in the exact spot you just described, the Packers are taking on the Titans. The Titans are laying 2.5. I mean, the Packers showed last week that they can win with Malik Willis, but I'm going to take the Titans minus 2.5 here. Yeah, I don't think they do it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I'm a Packers fan, but I'm certainly not biased about the team. I don't bet with my heart. Like, it's the Titans. I don't think it's going to be like an ass kicking by any stretch, but
no. I mean, especially with what Will Levis has done and they're laying points, it just seems wrong to me.
Well, the thing is, it's not like Will Levis has played all that badly. He's played like badly on 3 plays.
He's made big mistakes in big spots.
Big bonehead plays that you shouldn't be doing at the NFL level. Like,
yeah,
you shouldn't be doing that shit in high school, let alone college or the NFL. And like, seriously, I think I didn't watch the Jets game all that closely. I felt like the offense for the Jets finally clicked like after halftime that week. But like that Bears one was horrible. I mean, it literally cost them the game. And
yeah.
I thought he threw another pretty lousy interception against the Jets too. I didn't see it, but I thought he did. Maybe I was just imagining something. But I like the Titans here. I don't think the revenge narrative is going to come true this week.
Agreed. Heading to the 3:05 slot, the Panthers are taking on the Raiders. The Raiders are laying 6 after beating the Ravens, and the Panthers, I mean, they're just terrible. They scored 3 points against the Chargers. I can't believe that I said earlier this year that I didn't think Bryce Young could be worse, because he is.
I said that too. Yeah, he got benched.
Yeah. I mean, this line still looks a little bit short. Feels like a sell spot on the Raiders. I will not bet this game. I mean,
no, I won't either. But the thing is, I'm like in a pickle because like this is the exact same scenario as the 2 games we just talked about. But like, is Bryce Young sitting bad news? No, I think that's good news. Like, I want to sell the good news. Like, I would be inclined to bet the Raiders here.
Yeah.
And like, Andy Dalton's not anyone. Andy Dalton, he still likes to mess up. Given, like, every time he's played in the last 2 years, he's looked like astronomically better than whoever they had at quarterback. Like, Sam Darnold was there a couple years ago. He got hurt. Andy Dalton looked okay. He didn't play much. I don't think he played at all last year. I think Bryce Young was healthy all of last year, and he started right away, did he not? Pretty sure he did. But, like, anytime he's been in, they've looked okay, but still, like, I feel like this line would be even shorter, like, if it was Andy Dalton meaning good play. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's easy to throw Bryce Young under the bus because of the offensive issues, but, like, that team is still very far away.
It's really bad.
But it's not all on him. As much as, like, everyone likes to make fun of him because, like, it's warranted. Like, he's been very bad. Like, don't get me wrong. But that team is still a far cry away from being any good.
Yeah,
with or
absolutely.
Without.
Absolutely. Next one, Dolphins, Seahawks. Seahawks laying 4.5. Tua Tagovailoa is not playing after his 8,000th concussion last week. They will be starting Skylar Thompson, and I'm going to take the 4.5 points with the Dolphins.
Absolutely. They want to playoff game with Skylar Thompson. People forget.
Yeah. This is probably a bet spot for me. I'll probably be betting this one.
Yeah, me too. This might be like the Packers spot for last week. Like this one.
Yeah. Yep.
Who are they playing? I just wrote down who I liked.
They're playing the Seahawks at Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Dolphins.
The Seahawks just covered last week against the Pats.
Dookie pants. I don't care. No Smith is buns.
That is going to be a bet spot for me. I think more than likely.
Yeah, I think that might be an overdue sports squad, right? Dolphins.
Yeah.
Lose by
we got the Lions and the Cardinals. The Lions are laying 3 in Arizona. The Cardinals actually looked really solid last week. They shit pumped the Rams while the Lions lost outright to the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Lions -3. Good bounce back spot. Good sell spot on the Cardinals, who look like they appear to be making strides. Lions -3. Also, probably a bet spot for me.
I'd agree. I'm still not high on the Cardinals. Like, I don't think Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison are going to make them a 10-win team. I refuse to believe that until it happens. Like, do they have a defense? Like, I don't think
No,
so.
not really.
That's what I mean. It's like, I'm still not high on that team. Like, are they going to be improved from, like, Clayton Tune and Trey McBride as your number 1 option? Yeah, 100%. Like, they won't suck, but, like, they're not a playoff team. No. I don't think they're going to be. I mean, they'll be 2-3 games out of a playoff spot, I think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I still am not high on this team whatsoever.
Yeah.
And just because you got your first-round pick who had caught 4 passes in the first quarter and didn't do shit the rest of the game, like, they're good again? Nah, I'm not buying that. I like the Lions, too. I think Vegas is buying that a little bit. I don't think so. I'm all on Lions here.
Yeah. Ravens, Cowboys. Cowboys are catching 1 point at home. This is a weird one. The Cowboys are 1-1, and the Ravens are 0-2. I think I got to go the Ravens at 0-2. I think they're going to get one of these. I don't know if this is the one, but they're laying a point, and to me, there's a reason for that. So I'm going to go with the Ravens -1. Don't feel real good about it, but
I don't either. Well, I'm not sure. So it's like it's hard to gauge a spot. They both look really bad. Well, not see. I guess the Ravens at least were in both of the games that they lost. It's not like they had lost, like in a blowout. Like the Cowboys just had nothing last week. The Ravens at least blew it. As tough as that is to say, it's like at least they were in a position to blow it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the Ravens are gonna figure it out pretty quick here. Like, they're running out of time if they're gonna be really, really good. But like, Cowboys are supposed to be like gauntlet at home. I don't know. Like, this is a wait and see for me. It's probably something I wouldn't play, but I would tend to think it's the Ravens here too.
Yeah. Next one, this is a weird one to me. Niners, Rams. Niners coming off the loss against Minnesota. Rams coming off the beat down against the Cardinals. The Niners are only laying 6.5. That looks really easy. And it might be. It might be really easy, but it looks way too easy after what the Rams just looked like last week. And even with the Niners losing last week. I mean, I'm inclined to take the Niners just because they did lose outright against Minnesota. But even 6.5 looks too easy.
Yeah, no, I think it's the Rams again. But it's like, why even bet the game? Like, who's freaking playing? Everyone's out. Tebow's out. Kittle's out. McCaffrey's out.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Like, I don't even know how you make an accurate number for this game. Like, Cup's out. Who is out? Cup's probably out. I think he's doubtful.
I hope he's probably
downgraded him. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. But yeah.
There's like nobody in this game.
This could be like a really fun over.
Or it's gonna be like 9-6.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like this is one you probably shouldn't have your eyes on.
No, not at all. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs, Falcons. The Chiefs are laying 3. I'm going to take the Chiefs -3. They lost to the Bengals last week. The Falcons just beat the Eagles. Patrick Mahomes -3.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems like the Chiefs always like drop an easy one, and I don't want to be the guy that like, oh, the Falcons just had a miracle win. Let's go bet on them again. But I might just go bet on them again.
Yeah.
I also don't like fading the Chiefs.
No, I never like fading the Chiefs.
No, but like they're not against the spread gods either. Like when they're favorites.
No.
Like when they're dogs, they are. But like when they're favorites, not so much. I mean, it's a Falcons number again. Like you said, the Falcons didn't look really convincing. Played well enough, but I don't know. I mean, probably Falcons for me, but I'm not sure if I'm going to play that or not.
Yeah. Monday Night Football, we actually have 2 Monday night games. The first one, the Jags and the Bills. The Bills are laying 5.5, coming off of a convincing win against the Dolphins, and the Jags lost again. Trevor Lawrence looks like shit again. But Bills -5.5 looks really easy, but I'm going to be, I'm going to be an adult here. I'm not going to bet the Jags for the 3rd week in a row in this kind of spot.
I'm probably going to bet the Jags. I like it.
It's a Jags number for sure. I just won't do it. I won't bet it again. They've
I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, they got to figure something out eventually. Like they're not that bad, but they look that bad.
No, they're not, but they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Final game, Commanders and Bengals. The Bengals are laying 7.5 after only losing to the Chiefs by 1 on the last-second field goal. And you have the Commanders who beat the Giants in overtime on a last-second field goal. I'm going to go with the Bengals -7.5 here.
I kind of like the Commanders. I mean,
I was
the
thinking
Bengals
the Bengals won last week. Yeah, that could be.
I don't even think that. I just don't think they're good.
It could
be. They look good, but I don't know. Like, I think the Commanders took a step forward on defense playing the Giants. I know. Didn't score a touchdown. I know. 7 field goals is kind of impressive. And
That's crazy.
It's kind of cool. It's just something with dogs in primetime games.
Yeah.
For the most part. And, like, I could flip-flop on this 3 times. But, like, to me, it seems like the commies might be easy enough. I just don't – I don't know if the Bengals are good.
Yeah, I agree. It's a weird – if the Bengals had one – I mean, my initial thought was Commanders, but I don't know. It was just both teams played really weird games. It's just like I don't really know what to make of this game. I don't know what to make of this number.
Yeah, but you could also be like, "Oh, Jake, what are you talking about? They almost beat the Chiefs." Like, yeah, but they should have, and they did a bunch of dumb shit, right? And I mean, I'm just trying to think of how they scored. I know they're beat up too. It's not exactly fair. They look better, but you did lose to the Patriots, and look what they did last night.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. The defense hasn't been great. I don't know what I'm even saying. I like the commies. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. To me, that's a big swing one, but should be a good week of football. I actually like the NFL slate a good amount. I'm going to be locked into a lot of these games, even though the Jets don't play. College football, not so fun this week, but that's our show, folks. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Overdue Sports. Like and subscribe. We're bringing these out every single week. So stay tuned for week 4, and we will see you next time.